I've had feelings of doubt my entire life. That's part of being an artist. There's this sense of being on the precipice. And then one day, for me, the light went on. I looked in the mirror one morning and said, "You're an artist. This is what you should be doing." I had this overwhelming desire to make art. The most important thing in painting is your intention. And you have to have that in order to bring that passion to the canvas. Because if you don't have that, you're not going to have a good painting. You have to have the commitment. I think my process comes from inside. It starts with a concept. I don't really know what the finished piece is going to be. I don't know how it's going to look at the end. That's part of the excitement of making art. A lot of this derives from subconscious. I was working with dream imagery, and I was trying to do a lot of automatic painting to tap the depths of these symbols. And I started putting things together, and I would see things that were interesting, like when you juxtapose two unlikely images together. By having alternating and conflicting images, I can create tension in the work. I find it fascinating that you can build a narrative in a single painting. So everyone has their own way of interpreting what they see. I have my own interpretation, of course, and I put it out there. And that's part of the interest of the process of making art. I think you have to share it with people. I ran into a friend who produced this volume of Aesop's fables. So I was paging through this, and I was very inspired by what I saw. And I was very interested in the metaphors for human behavior. This is very apparent in Aesop's writing because each animal represents different human characteristics. The show I did in 2004, Heavy Petting, was all about the animal as metaphor, going back to the earliest images, the bayou tapestries, the caves at Lascaux. So there's a lot of tradition, a lot of history. A beast emerging, everyone says, "Is that your self-portrait?" Well, it's a chimpanzee in this Perot dress holding a palette, looking kind of angry. I guess it relates to me. All of my work has some of the things that are part of my nature. That's why I work as an artist. I completed this painting at a time when I was trying to improve my technical style so I could paint what I wanted to say. And it's often difficult for a young artist starting out to express their intention without this technical knowledge. When you paint, you have to focus on the moment. As I told my class the other night, it takes about 10 years to become a master at anything. We talk about drawing, center of interest and composition, color, value, turning edges, and finally brushwork. I tell them, first of all, everyone wants to paint very detailed like this. And I say, mean little brush strokes make mean little paintings. So I have them move their hand back to the back of the brush, which frees their arm, because what I want them to do is work with the large muscles of the shoulder when they paint. A master painter showed me how to make a brush stroke, and I try to pass this on to my students. And it involves laying the brush almost parallel to the canvas, making a definite stroke. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I think the most important thing in painting is your intention. And you have to have that in order to bring that passion to the canvas. People often ask me, how did I get where I am today? How did I get the studio? They say, this is my fantasy. How did you do this? And I want to tell them, you just do it. You just take that step and you cross the bridge. Because there's a lot of baggage. It's hard to take that risk. I always wanted to do this, but I didn't really know it was possible until I really focused on it. So I always say to people, what you focus on comes to pass.
you.